All right, I think we're good. Well,
Yeah.
all right. Listen,
Hey,
it's
hey, hey.
almost Valentine's Day. I hope you all uh, got plans, and even if your plans just sit at home with your loved one, I know it's gonna be special. But listen, jump on, share this. What else?
Share, share, share.
Share. I want you all to get on. I want you all to share this. We've been having such a good time the last Thursday. We were actually out. What was it? Last Thursday we didn't have anything. I think we were kind of
Last
recover
Thursday.
from this little
But
whatever this
bug, I don't
that's
know
going
what
around.
this foolishness is.
Yeah. We miss you guys. We actually had some guests scheduled today, but something came up, an emergency. So we said we wanted to still talk to you guys and just talk about things. But how we started everything is that we were promoting the book Dating Advice for Married Men. So listen, if you are in a relationship, you're married, if you're single, you need to know what to expect from a man or men, brothers. You want to know, okay, if I'm getting married, I need to know how this thing works. There's dating advice for married men. I'll tell you this: what happens, what I've seen is common in marriages. People will start off doing all the right things, open the doors, the chivalry is there. People going out their way, making sure everything was extra clean.
Cleaning their car
I
up
know.
and stuff.
I would clean my
Shine
car
his CDs.
when I first met Nia. Yeah, I would blow the dust off the CDs. That show you how
Wipe it with
the
his
age
shirt.
we got CDs, right? Literally, I would make sure everything was spotless, everything. But I'm trying to impress her. But the longer we got together, that stuff faded away, and that happens in marriage, you know.
I was like, why you wash your car today?
So this book is to help to keep, excuse me, and that fire blazing in your marriage. Okay, dating advice for married men. It is on Amazon. Make sure that you get your copy. The other books just want to do this because somebody told me I need to start pushing the books more often. Sometimes you just get busy, just don't think about it. But look, this book has been a blessing because one of the things we talk about in dating advice for married men is men being able to talk and have a relationship with God. This is so important. And so whether you're a man or woman, listen, if you don't have a close walk with God, this book right here is 40 Days of Presence, drawing close to God in 40 days. Make sure you get your copy. It's we're about to go into Lent, and people are fasting. They got their 40-day devotional. This is a 40-day devotion.
This book is amazing. If you have not, we did go through 40 days, every day for 40 days. This book will bless your socks off. And I mean, if you don't have a relationship with God, this will help you out. But even if you do have a relationship with God, it will draw you closer and closer to Him. It's amazing. I love this book.
Yeah.
And it also has a workbook.
It has a workbook too. Make sure that you get the workbook and journal what you experience with God in those 40 days. It's amazing. I'm telling you. This is what I do when I get up and spend time with God. I'll have my notebook, and when the Lord says something, I write it down. I try to remember these things because God may tell you to do something. How often do we talk to people that they forget what God said?
Yes.
And
if
somebody reminds them, they're like, "Oh man, I forgot all about that."
Yeah. So
So
usually when God says something to me, I just make sure that I tell Him about it. He writes it down for us.
So get your personal journal as you get the book and go through the 40 days. Now, this is something I'm very excited about. My wife's book. This is the first one she wrote, Jesus Girl. This is stories of women wrecked by love. In the back, they have amazing testimonies.
It's like 21
oh my gosh.
women who even wrote testimonies, but it was 8 of us originally.
These chapters are mind-blowing. They will touch your heart. We've gotten so many testimonies of women that have read this book, and it's been a blessing to them. This is the first book. Now, here's the second book the Lord told her to do, was Jesus Girl, How Do I Move Forward? They're both on Amazon. When I tell you, you hear the transparency of what these women have gone through and their experiences with God. You do not want to like not look at this. I mean, it is amazing, and this has been a blessing. I had the honor to read both of them, and it's blessed me. I'm telling you all. So please get these books on Amazon, okay? But this book right here, this is what we're dealing with. We've been dealing with marriage, dating advice for married men. Nia, tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
It is.
What are we doing?
You know.
I don't know. What is that?
You know.
So, here's what's funny. My daughter, I guess we did, I guess, a few Valentine's days.
A few.
Was it?
Her whole life.
I would like dress up like a waiter. Nia would serve, get food, cook it. I'll bring the plate to the table with her and our niece, and we would just like serve them. Valentine's Day, have the music, jazz music playing in the background, candle lit, dessert, flowers all on the table. I think one time did like a treasure hunt.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they came back for dinner.
And so Nia shared her Valentine's Day with our daughter.
I share my Valentine's Day
then she
with
tried
her.
to take ownership of it.
Yes.
Like,
And so this year she thinks she's going somewhere. So last year we took her to, what was it, the fish something.
oh, I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name of it.
I can't think of the name. Amber, you probably know the name of it.
Yeah,
So
so
we took Micah, and so she thinks that Valentine's Day is made for her. And she's like, "What you getting me?" And I'm like, "Girl, look here."
So this is this Valentine's war, the war of the Valentines with Mike and
But
Nia.
you know what I want to do? I want to not leave the house tomorrow.
All right, we ain't gotta leave the house.
I don't want to go out in the all night waiting on the table, and if we didn't plan nothing. So, but I don't want to go anyway because I'm always mad at the food anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like my food better.
I like your food better too.
I'm sure you do.
Look, Amber just put it on this 801 fish. That's what
we took
Micah.
her to.
Yeah, it was good. She enjoyed it.
She enjoyed herself, and then the waiter asked her, did she want the prawn fish? I mean the prawn shrimp, and she was like yes. And they were like, oh, it's like they're $8 a piece. How many do you want? She was like, 5.
She was like what, girl?
It's like, look, girl. I was looking at he was like, she can have it. I was like,
Yeah,
girl.
but just for a shrimp, not no size, just a shrimp.
And this was
$5 shrimp, y'all. But that's
no, it was $8.
$8 shrimp. It
was $6 or $8, something like that. But she said she
yeah.
wanted 5, and I was like, look here, ma'am.
So look, we staying home this year.
Surely.
So tell me, what do you guys have planned for tomorrow? Typing it in there. What do you all have planned for tomorrow?
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. I love to know what you guys have planned. Nia, so while they're doing that, you said that you want to talk about what now?
I want to talk about love.
Love. Okay, tell me. Let's talk about love.
I want to talk about love because it's that time. It's Valentine's Day. Now I do know that before right before I met you, my sister used to go out. You need to scoot over. My sister used to go out with her husband, and then I have another sister, and we would go out together. So
Okay.
my sister twin, everybody know Teresa, and so it would be my sister Maria and her husband, and then it would be me and Teresa. And so
Okay.
before both of us got married, so we were each other's date every year.
Okay.
And so I told her, I said, I am so tired of going out on dates with you and we looking like a little gay couple. I was tired of going out on dates with her. And we would sit together and, people would look at us. And I said, maybe they see that we look alike. But literally, we ate together and we're out with a couple. So we look like a couple. And so I remember one year I said, listen, in Jesus' name, this is my last Valentine's Day with you. Now I told my sister this, and my brother-in-law and my other sister, like, I will not spend next year with y'all, I promise. And they were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was like, no, I'm serious. I was so serious, Mike.
What happened?
I met you. I met
really?
you.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes, and you were my Valentine.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So I was so happy about that because I was done. I was over eating with my sister.
Okay.
So
you advising people to say, in Jesus' name, this is my last Valentine's doing this.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, look.
I mean, it may happen for somebody.
Wow, that's pretty deep. I don't even know what was I doing.
For Valentine's Day?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think. Our first Valentine's Day,
What
I
did we
think,
do?
was it my birthday? I don't know. You did so many special things.
You were out of town, and so it was just like we would travel back and forth. Well,
Yeah,
you
but
would
I'm
do
trying
most
to
of
think.
travel.
I'm trying to think. What did we do that year? But I know I was with you. I just don't remember. I don't remember exactly what happened.
I don't know either.
But I knew it was my last year, and I did not. I don't think I've been to dinner with them together like that again.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
and that was 20 years
Was it?
ago, a little over 20 years ago. I don't know.
So we asked the people like, what are you all doing for Valentine's Day? Amber said technically tomorrow's the encounter night.
It is. So you going to a counter? Is that what you're doing?
That's the prayer we have at church. So what are you doing like on Valentine's Day? Type it in. Who are you spending your Valentine's Day with? Now there's some, like, while y'all are doing this, there's some I did want to mention. So, we've been going through this book, Dating Advice for Married Men. This has been really impactful, I believe. This book, there's a chapter that I wrote in it. It's called Happiness, and I want to talk about.
Want to talk about happiness?
Yeah, I really do.
Love and happiness make you do right.
Let me.
Make you come home early.
Oh my goodness. So here's what my grandfather said to us, and I don't know if you remember this when we got marriage counseling. He said, marriage is just as much about your spouse's happiness as it is yours.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. He said your marriage is just as much about your spouse's happiness as it is yours. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? You all right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you feel that couples like really see marriage like that, or do they go after their like what makes them happy?
Well, I mean, you have some couples who are looking to please their mate.
Okay. Yeah, because when I talk to people in relationships, one of the things they always say, they make me feel this way. It's they make me a better man. They make it's always like what the person does for them. Mm-hmm. But how often do you hear people say, "I get to do this for this person. I get to be here with them. I have an opportunity just to experience a life with the one I love."
Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I do.
That's right, baby.
But I'm serious. I mean, like, have you seen? I mean, I think it's like I've seen a lot of selfishness.
Yeah.
In marriage.
Yeah.
And people, it's almost like people feel like, okay, I'm no longer happy, as if it's their happiness that is more important than their spouse's. Why do you think? Like, why is that? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I think sometimes it can be selfishness and just not thinking of your mate.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be. Well, I think sometimes some people are selfish and they don't know that they're selfish.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, break that down for me. Come on, tell me.
I mean, we can walk around and think that we are not selfish in certain areas, and can be a very, very selfish person.
How can you be blinded to the fact that you're selfish? Like how? Like,
Well, maybe nobody said anything.
okay, I can see that.
You know, like some couples may not say it out loud, but that's how they feel.
Yeah.
You know, that may not say that, you know, may be things that they think
Okay.
and not verbally say it.
Or it's like they can grow up seeing marriage done a certain way, and then they just adopt a
And
pattern.
yes, and think that this is how marriage is. That's true too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Like they adopt this dysfunctional image of marriage when. So okay, help me out, because I have a theory on this.
Okay, come on.
All right, so here's what I believe. I honestly believe that, and y'all can disagree with me if y'all want to. I would love to hear your feedback on this, but I honestly believe that if we don't have the model that Christ has set out in marriage, we don't really have a firm foundation to build a healthy marriage. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like
he has to be the foundation. He has to be the foundation. He's the maker of marriage. He has to be the foundation, period.
Yeah, like, and I've seen people, like, you get different people, one person may be saved, another person not, or two people may not be saved, you know, or whatever the case is. But I honestly believe that if God, and when I say God, I'm talking about through Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. That without his standards or rules, it can't function. Like, he's the one that made it. Like, if you know,
he has to be the standard.
Yeah, like
he has to be the standard, or it doesn't work. Because I can just go by what I think.
Yeah.
And I may not be right. Most likely not right. But if I go by the standard, the Bible being the standard, saying this is what the word says about marriage. And I've been saying it for years, you know, that sometimes we just don't know, you know. Even sometimes, and I've been saying it forever, that, you know, that there are men who don't know how Christ loves the church.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them to love their mate if they don't know how Christ loved the church. They'll just love the way they know to love.
And if God is love, how can I give a person something when I don't have that very thing in me? You know what I mean? Like, if it's...
Then it becomes, this is how I was raised, and this is the way it goes.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, and it's hard to... How do you navigate through problems if you don't have that standard?
Yeah.
You know,
an
agreed upon standard one, but just that standard.
When you have friction, chaos.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't see it, man. That, So that's I don't know. That's I don't know. What do you all think? Like, somebody said that's deep. For real. I mean, think of it. Like, imagine you buying a vehicle and this first time you get to use a car. You pull up to the gas station and you take the pump and start pouring gas in the glove compartment. Like, I mean, like, how do you know where to put the gas at? Like, where do you get that from? The person that made it. They made the design a certain way and they say this is where gas goes. That's the only way. So if the person that made marriage says, hey, this is how marriage works. If we don't have that, it's like we're putting gas in a place where, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't belong. So
your car will not move, sir.
And you end up getting sick because all the fumes. And so that's all I'm saying. I think that's hard. But when we talk about happiness, what is your definition of happiness? Excuse me.
My definition of happiness?
Yeah.
Well,
I got one, but I want to hear what you think.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, all right, I'm reading from a book.
Okay.
All right. I believe happiness is getting what you want. Right? When you don't get what you want. I think that's basically happiness. You know, look, if you want something, like even if you don't want something, I don't want this. This is what I want. But the issue is, realistically, we won't always be happy because we won't always get what we want for real.
Yeah, because if you ask different people how to define happiness, you'll have different stories because somebody would say, "Oh, a white picket fence,"
Because that's what they want. Though.
because that's true.
It boils down what they want.
You know, having a husband or a wife and two children, you know, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Like this is their form of happiness.
Yeah. It boils down to the same thing. I want this, and this will make me happy.
Yeah.
I want peace in the home. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I want a vacation now, and I want to be able to take it when I want
Yeah.
to take it. That'll make me happy.
Yeah.
I want to never have to
My
work
way,
again.
right away.
I'm
Now.
real. I want to never have to worry about bills. That'll make me happy.
Yeah.
You know, but now if you're in a marriage, one person wants one thing, the other person wants another thing. How can we be happy?
We can come to a compromise
Okay.
and determine what would make us happy.
Or make us happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if making me happy makes you happy.
Do tell. Come on. Talk about this.
I mean, does it give you pleasure to be able to bless me?
Now, yes. Yes. Yeah. Now that here's the thing. I've literally talked to many couples, and their source of happiness does not center in their spouse's happiness.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hear you say that a lot.
Yeah, like it makes me happy to see that you're happy.
Yeah.
If I'm like, okay, she ain't like it, okay, I ain't happy.
So something that I see that happens with us
What's that?
every pay period,
Mm-hmm.
that you delight in giving me a check.
So years ago, I prayed for that. I like, ooh, Lord, man, I would love to be able to like give my wife a paycheck.
Yeah.
And make sure, like, man, that, and the Lord he answered that prayer. I didn't even expect him to
I
answer
delight
that.
in you doing it too. I mean, for real. But that has been something that when even every time that it's payday, when you're able to give me a check,
Yeah.
you are happy about it.
Makes you feel
And
proud.
I'm
Like,
happy. I'm happy that
So
you're
funny.
happy, baby.
Yeah, like that makes well, at least me. It should make any husband feel proud, you know.
Yeah.
But you get spouses that aren't happy to see their spouse happy,
Yeah.
you know. So I want to read. I'm going to read some statements.
Go ahead.
And I want you to jump in. I want y'all to jump in too. Tell me your thoughts, okay?
What are we missing here?
I don't know. You probably have to look on your phone because we're getting statements and I'm missing some of the stuff. So if you're jumping on, we're talking about happiness, right? Because people have this false notion about marriage that they live happily ever after, right? That there won't be problems like, big friction where you wouldn't be able to work through. Listen, marriage is work, but I want to talk about this happiness for a minute, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so here's what I have. Like the highest goal in marriage. If your highest goal in marriage is happiness, you will be miserable.
Wow.
Okay? So it says your highest goal in marriage outside of love must be gratitude. Okay? And here's what I have the statement. Gratitude is the glue that happiness hangs on. What do you think about that?
Gratitude
yes.
is the glue that happiness hangs on.
Gratitude.
Come on, tell me about it.
I mean, think about it. Like, if what I believe in a marriage that is more important than happiness is gratitude. Because you're not always going to be happy.
That's true.
You're not going to always get what you want.
That's true.
But if a couple, we can come together and be grateful. Do you know something I appreciate about you?
What?
You like giving testimonies.
I do.
And not only just to people, to me.
Yeah.
Like, Mike, let me tell you what God did.
Every day I'm going to tell you what
Yes.
God did. I will. That's true.
And it centers me on, man, I need to be grateful. Like, man, he did that. Let me show you. Let me tell you what God just told me. And you'll tell me. I'm like, oh man. And it makes me grateful.
Yes.
Even when I'm not feeling the happiest, but that sense of gratitude, like, you know what, Lord, thank you. It changes my mood.
That was something that you preached one time, and you talked about giving testimonies is like the more you tell them is giving God an opportunity to do it again.
Yes.
So I tell them because I want to see him do it again and again and again and again and again. And so I delight in testimonies.
I know.
I do. That's true. I delight in them. And if anybody calls me, they know that they can call me, and I'm gonna give you my testimony. I'm gonna give you the person who I talked to, if it was, they gave it to me, me being able to share. And I brag on the Lord every day.
So give the people an example of what a testimony sounds like, because some people hear testimony in their mind, they have different thoughts of what that looks like. Just give an example.
Testimonies. So
what is it? I want you to.
So this morning,
you say it. Okay.
So this morning we were on the prayer call. Was that this morning?
Uh-huh.
And then so one of the preachers, Reverend Devion, he was on there, and we were every morning we have a prayer call, and we were like, let's give God thanks, give God praise. Everybody unmute their phone. So everybody unmuted their phone, and soon as they everybody unmuted their phone, I heard Reverend Devion. He was like, God, nobody compares to you. And he was so loud, like he always is. He was like, nobody compares to you. And soon as he said it, what was it that the Lord said this morning? He said,
that's right, or something like that.
He said, what did he say, Rev? He said something to the nature of, that's right, or I don't know the exact words that he said, so I don't want to be lying on the Lord. But he said something, I don't know. But
it was beautiful.
But it was very beautiful, and it made me feel like, oh God, you're so sweet. And just being able to share things like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be, for somebody else it may be small. But to me, when God says anything to me, I get excited. And it's big to me.
Because the God of the universe is actually talking to me.
Yes. He's like having a conversation with me. And Lord, forgive me because I don't even remember exactly what you said. Red, what did he say? If anybody was on the prayer call this morning, type in what
he said, of course I am.
He said,
He said, of course I am.
Of course I am. That's what he said. Man. I was like, oh, nobody compares to God. No. What was it?
I don't know what, I think Rev said that.
Something, but guys, yeah.
But the thing is, you do this, but I believe this should be done in marriage. The husband telling his wife, babe, let me tell you, I was literally driving and I prayed and the Lord did such and such. And man, he like said this to me, and it just really just moved me. I remember when we drive and we'll see like the sky, the clouds, and the colors, and we'll just be like, man, look at how beautiful God is. He's such a great artist. That's what a testimony sounds like. Oh my God. And it's gratitude. Like, I'm grateful to be alive.
Yes.
Do you remember a time, it was years ago, when we were in Kanji, that's when the storm happened. And it came down, and we were right there in line where the building caved in, and I just had an urge to do something I normally don't do. I said, look, let's go across the street. Let's just leave now.
Yeah, because you would usually get your suits
fitted and everything.
Yeah.
And when we went across the street, went to the mall, as soon as we stepped in the mall.
I left my car.
You left your car?
You told me to leave my car, because we were in two different cars. You told me to leave my car and let's go to the mall.
And we were dating at the time. We ain't even married. We went over there, the lights went off in the mall, and we're like, that's strange.
Yeah.
And we got in the car and said, let's just go back and get your car. And the whole front of the building was torn down because of the tornado. And people died. And literally, we would have been in line. And when we look at that, we talk about that like, God saved my life.
Yes.
And these are things that we share with each other, and it roots us back with gratitude.
Yes.
How beautiful, how do you think marriages would be if a husband and wife talk to each other and just start talking about the goodness of God?
Look, I can recall. I remember one time we went to Miami, and we went to what was Pastor Guillermo Maldonado.
King Jesus
We went to
Ministry.
CAP, and we were at CAP, and that was our first time going. And we called it our miracle trip because we went and we didn't have a dime, okay?
Yeah.
Like we literally saw a testimony online on TV on a Christian station, and we were like, we want to go. And we didn't have a dime. We didn't have plane tickets. We didn't have hotel. We had nothing. We didn't have no money. No transportation. And Mike was like, we going. And I was like, okay. So I said, oh, we going. And so I came in agreement with him. And then I was like, yes. And so we just said, Lord, look, if we are supposed to go, then thank you for paying for it. And literally, we got a plane ticket that we didn't pay for because we ain't had no money. We were able to get our plane tickets, our hotel. We were there 3-4 days. Mm-hmm. And then transportation, a rental car. And then also somebody even gave us their credit card and said, just do what you need to do. And we were like, God. But when we got there, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
When we got there, we were in service. We would be in service for hours and hours and praise and worship. And it was like session after session after session. And we were determined we weren't going to miss nothing, right? Mm-mm. We didn't miss nothing. But the beautiful thing that when the all-day sessions were over, we were there from like 8 in the morning until like 10 at night, every night. And we didn't miss nothing. We ate and we didn't miss nothing. And I remember going back to the hotel. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And the presence of the Lord was so, oh my God. I can't even explain to you. I hadn't felt the presence of the Lord like that before.
I was having the visions and stuff.
It was
at the hotel. I'm like, what in the world? Like,
I could just feel how sensitive we were in the spirit. That literally, when I went to take a shower, I could feel every drop on my body. Like it was something. But when we went to go to bed, we were in the bed and we were laying side by side and we were shaking like
the presence of God.
The presence of God was so present. He was,
and I don't think I've ever felt like that before. I'm like, what is this?
We were literally sitting there and we laid in the bed and we were looking at each other like, what is happening here? But I remember we shook until we went to bed. Yeah. He shook us to bed.
He rocked us.
Rocked us to sleep, and I was like, "Oh God, it was so beautiful." That was a moment, for God to have that moment with you.
Yeah.
You know, in itself, that blessed my soul. Like how you've had encounters with the Lord,
but as a couple,
to feel His presence, and we just laying in the bed, and we just shaking in the bed, looking at each other, and we like crying and.
And we point back to these testimonies.
Yeah.
And every time, even when we begin to doubt ourselves or feel like, man, this ain't happening, those testimonies that we share with each other, and we do it quite often.
We do.
It brings us to a place of gratitude.
Yes.
And happiness can flood in, or joy.
Yes.
Joy can flood in because of gratitude.
Yes.
So if you're single, and I'm saying this now, if you're single, make sure you're with somebody who don't mind giving testimonies about what God did, that they feel comfortable talking to you.
You make sure you with somebody who's not ashamed of Jesus Christ.
For real.
Not ashamed.
Because there are going to be times the other person's not going to make you happy, or it's just something that you didn't get. You hoping things would be different, and they didn't turn out the way you wanted to. And the person, no matter what they say, they ain't encouraging you. But when you give those testimonies, it's gratitude that actually matters.
It is.
Yeah. So let me read another.
And everything give thanks.
Everything.
And everything give thanks.
All right. Okay. Here's another one. We're talking about happiness, right? So if your highest goal in marriage is happiness, you will be miserable. Okay? So your highest goal, I said in marriage, outside of love, must be gratitude.
But you hear all the time, I just want to be happy.
Yeah, you'll be miserable. That should never be your highest goal in marriage. Okay? It's not realistic. Okay? It doesn't mean you won't be happy, but just this being nonstop happy, it ain't gonna happen. All right, so here's the other one. You ready for this? Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think about this statement? Contentment creates good company.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm gonna give you a definition. Or what I have. I said contentment is sacrificing one's happiness for the sake of others without complaining about it later.
Say that again.
Okay, all right. Okay. Contentment is sacrificing one's happiness for the sake of others without complaining about it later.
Oh. So that means you're gonna do what I want to do, and you'll be all right.
That means like if I pay for something and then we get into it, I don't remind you.
Oh no, I don't want to hear that.
Look, I didn't pay the bills. I didn't did this. I did that for you.
You're supposed to. Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
That's what contentment is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Contentment is literally I'm sacrificing, excuse me, my happiness for the sake of yours without complaining about it later.
Wow.
Because if I complain about it, it almost seems like it was manipulation.
Yeah. Like,
was I really doing it for you, or was I trying to do it because I wanted you to do something later?
Yeah. And you don't. No one wants to somebody to do something for you, and then you gotta throw it in my face and tell me what you did. I did this, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to hear that.
But I've seen when marriages that happens all the time. Mm-hmm. I didn't sacrifice this. I did this for her, or I did this for him.
But we both done it. We both sacrificed for each other.
But why? But I should not have to remind you later.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like if I'm gonna do it, so it's the picture of when you think of love, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. What is your understanding of love? What do you think love looks like?
Jesus.
Absolutely.
That's my answer for everything. Jesus. Love looks like Jesus. Because I think sometimes, we think we know what love really is. And his kind of love is not our kind of love sometimes. Loving doesn't look the same. We were talking about, I remember my son when he was in high school, and we bought him a car. And every time he turned around, he was wrecking it. He was doing all kind of stuff in his car. And I remember saying, I was like, give me those keys. You not driving this car. And then I went on to tell Mike, I was like, he don't deserve this car.
Yeah, I remember that.
And even as I said it out of my mouth, the Lord was like, who are you to say he don't deserve it? And I was like, oh. And he said, give him his keys back. And I was like, what? And I had to humble myself and give him the keys back, even though I didn't think he deserved the car because he wasn't treating it right. And, and it was, and he got the keys back and then he wrecked it, But I was obedient to the Lord. But the way God was showing him love was not how I would have shown him love. Me showing him love was I'm taking it back. And because you don't deserve it. But God was like, no, give it back. And I was like, we love differently. And I was like, God, I want to learn to love like you because I ain't there.
Yeah, so imagine even in a marriage, I think how we've grown to love, right, as people, is we love and make sacrifices in hope that people will do things. But when Jesus loved, He died on the cross knowing that we weren't going to do things, but he did it anyway. Like I'll make the sacrifice hoping, even I've seen women say, thinking I'm going to change him. I'm going to do this in hope that he'll change. But that's not biblical love. That's not God's love. Jesus, when he was dying, I told somebody this, that people say he died for my sins. But look, he literally, while he was dying, I said, here's a better image of this. While he was dying, he was watching you sin. While he was driving the nails in him, he saw the sin.
He knew. He knew.
He's looking. So it's one thing. Think of this. It's one thing to sacrifice something for somebody, and hoping that they see my sacrifice, they should appreciate me. But it's another thing while the person is in the act. I'm gonna lay my life while you're in the act, doing the very thing that's crushing my heart. I'm still sacrificing. That's the kind of love.
That's unconditional.
That's
Because we love conditionally. Because if
Yeah.
you do something to a person and we just don't like it, we done, or we're like, I'm taking it back. Yeah.
But I put it in perspective, and I was talking to a couple one year, and they were struggling with like forgiving a spouse and loving them, right? And I said, think of it like this, and they were both Christians. I said, if Jesus said, if someone smacks you on one cheek, turn the other. If he says to love your enemies like that, how much more you think he wants you to love your spouse? They ain't even smack you. But
Right.
but if that's the kind of love that you give towards your enemy, what about the person who lives in your own house?
Wow.
It has to be greater. It has to be greater honor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean that's my thought. So here it is.
Let's keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself. So contentment, being content. Okay. Here, I'm gonna read a statement on this, and I want you to tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
It says this. You are laying down your peace of mind in that moment to gain peace back into the home. You're willing to lay down your peace of mind.
You're literally willing to humble yourself.
So that the person that you're married to will have peace.
Yeah.
I'll be content, and I will sacrifice my peace to ensure your peace.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
How many marriages would be healed if couples both did that for each other?
Yeah. It takes humility.
Like, I don't want to talk about this right now, but you need to talk. So
Yeah.
I'll suffer through this for your sake.
Yeah. It's humbling yourself on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do all the time.
Why do you think it's so hard for married couples?
Pride,
Yeah, pride.
and more pride. It's pride. It's pride.
Yeah, I think the Lord, there's a scripture where Paul says, when you're single, devote your life to the Lord, right? I believe if we did that, God will prepare us for marriage. If He will teach us
How to be single first.
Not just how to be single, how to be one with me, how to be one with somebody.
Yes.
How to, when you deal with me, you'll have to humble yourself. I'm preparing you for marriage because when you get married, you're going to need to be,
Oh, you're going to need to.
you're going to have to humble.
You're going to have to eat the whole humble pie.
Humble pie for real. So he says, okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
train you for oneness by doing it with me.
Yeah.
Okay? So that when you get your spouse, you'll know what it's like to submit. You'll know what it's like to be patient. Because you're asking me to answer a prayer and you waiting on me. I'm developing patience in you. So now when you deal with your spouse, okay, I know I've been through this with the Lord. I just have to be patient with her. I don't know. I just think that.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so all right. Let me read one more statement. All right. We got 13 minutes. So tell me what you think about this.
13 preacher minutes.
13. No, I'm doing good. We got 1 hour. 1 hour. So all right. Okay. Because we started on time today. Because normally we'd be
Not
fumbling.
necessarily. We were over. It was like 7:05.
But normally it'd be like
That's
about
on time.
7:27 almost.
That's not true.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here's one. All right. So again, going back, we said that, what was it? Oh my gosh, where am I at? If,
Gratitude.
no, hold on. If your highest goal in marriage is happiness, you will be miserable. So your highest goal in marriage, outside of love, must be gratitude. Gratitude is the glue. All right. The next one we said contentment creates good company. Learn to be content. Now here's a statement. Now you ready? Tell me what you think about this. Fun is the fuel for relationship, for friendship. Fun is the fuel for friendship.
Okay, explain that. What do you mean?
And friendship makes for a happier marriage.
Well, friendship does make for a happy marriage.
So think of your friends.
I love my friends.
Your friends, your ride or die friends.
Yeah.
What caused you all to become friends? It wasn't overnight. What happened?
I deboed them and I was like, "You gonna be my friend." That's how I did.
No, I'm talking about like your friends outside of your spouse. Your close friends.
I deboed them, tell them, "You gonna be my friend."
Oh my goodness. so
He wasn't ready for my answer.
Oh shit, she deboed me. I don't even want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about how I made you go with me?
Yeah, you made me. For real.
Look, some of y'all women, y'all need to be a little more aggressive sometimes. Some of y'all too aggressive, but a little more aggressive.
So I'm gonna read.
First date, I was like, "Hey, we go together, right?" When the date was over, I was like, "So we go together, right?"
Yeah, you did.
And he was like,
I was trying to like have a friend to kick it with when she in town, then leave, and she wasn't.
He was trying to not be Christ-like, and I was like, no. Look, we go together.
Yeah, she did me.
And I was like, and go together for me means that we're gonna date to be married. And he was looking like marriage. I was like, oh yeah.
So okay, so all right, so
okay, you gotta talk about what you want to talk about. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. I think the best examples, we have to learn from experts, right?
Okay, who the expert?
You know, if you want to know how to make $1 million,
you talk to a millionaire.
Talk to a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
Because they're good at making money.
What they do, yeah.
So here's the expert. Y'all ready for this? This is going to shock y'all. The experts in friend making, I think, are children.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I can see that.
Children, they create fun activities together. The friendship comes easy.
They forgive so quickly.
Yeah, they fight, they mad, and
they over it. They like.
And I remember one time Micah was outside and she was young. She was praying for some friends and they got mad and she was like crying like they did this. And Nia was like,
I was like, don't go. You're not going.
You ain't got to go there. Forget them. And you know, she typical mama. Like they ain't got to talk to my baby. Forget them. And like 5 minutes later, mommy, can I go back outside and play?
Like no.
And Nia's still mad, but Michael like, but mommy, they my friends.
And then she had the nerve to tell me, she was like, but mommy, I forgave her. That was 5 minutes ago, girl.
You want to be a billionaire? Talk to an expert. Talk to a billionaire.
So what you trying to say to me?
But if you want to learn friendship, talk to the experts.
Jesus.
Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. But children, because he points to them, he says you must be childlike.
Okay.
Look at the experts.
Okay.
And what do they do best? They create fun activities together. How often have we talked to people and couples who did not just have fun with each other?
Yeah. That's true.
They just didn't have fun.
Yeah. We always have fun.
Yeah, because we were friends.
Yeah.
It was easy to like be around you because you was my friend. Like I would hang out with my friends. Like this is my partner. Man, what's going on? And we just kick it. But we actually kicked it. We had a good time.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
We still do.
Yeah. Like I think that's important for real.
Yeah.
Because you can be mad at a friend, but then later like, oh my God, they make me sick. But then like, girl, what's going on?
Yeah.
But why is it hard to do that with a spouse? You mad, then people be mad for days.
Well, that's how yeah.
But if there's friendship there, I think that may be the key. Like, okay, I don't treat my friends like I'm treating my spouse right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't be mad for days with my friend. I just tell them how I feel, and then we talk and laugh.
Then we over it.
But what if I can make my spouse my friend?
Then that would be wonderful.
I think doing that is better than just focusing on, okay, I want to be happy.
Yes.
Right? What y'all think? Like I'm in the book in my head. What y'all think? Come on, they create fun. That's right, Teresa. Fun. I'm telling y'all. Okay. I got 7 minutes. What you want to say?
You said you have 7 minutes.
I told I'm giving you just an hour. That hour is 7:53.
Okay.
Okay.
What
you want to see? So look, I'm telling y'all. So if the stuff that we talked about bless you, we got it from this book, Dating Advice for Married Men. Okay? Go to Amazon, get you a copy. Read this with your spouse. Read this with your man. Brothers, read this book with your women. Women, just
Rachel,
get it. Just read it.
Did you see what Rachel said?
What did Rachel say?
She says, I want to
love like that and be my goofy self. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
I'm myself every day.
Yeah, like if you can't
be yourself.
Why would you want to be married with somebody you can't be yourself with?
Yourself nasty. Myself is.
Oh my goodness. That's messed up. Oh, see, let's see. Coughed it out. It's going through deliverance. Oh,
that's not what you call it.
You're right. Relationships are always good to be based on friendship. Absolutely right. So look, get the book Dating Advice for Married Men. Now let me tell y'all something. I wasn't sure if I'll mention it. I'm actually just finished another book. It should be. I'm looking at it. It probably come out in March, possibly.
Yes, it's so good.
So here's the thing. This is what it's called. The Lord gave us the name of it. It's called Let Me
Teach You How to Argue.
Let Me Teach You How to Argue. It's a marriage guide.
You want to argue?
Because what we've seen, no, seriously, what we've seen is that we've seen couples go back and forth and they don't know that there are rules in even arguments and fights. Like there are rules that you have to have in place.
So the truth is that Pastor Mike is like,
oh my goodness.
He is oh my God. I think he should have been a lawyer. I really believe that he should have been a lawyer because he is.
You know, my daddy said that one time when I was a teenager. I was in college or a teenager.
Look, he telling the truth. I really believe he should have been a lawyer because he is a defense attorney.
Oh man.
And he's gonna make sure that he gonna ask you anybody, if you ever had a conversation with him, he's gonna ask you all kind of questions, and then he's gonna break it down. He can't help himself. You can't help yourself. So that's the real truth. Look, the Lord argue that. There you go.
For real. And I think with the book, Let Me Teach You How to Argue will help couples know how to have discussions and disagreements and still be friends later.
Yes.
Because we've seen people get into it and they're not friends after how they argue.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. It's just different. It's 50 rules that I put in the book. It's bullet point rules. Rule number 1, do this. Rule number 2, and it gives a description.
Rule number 2,
on why.
Don't trust nobody, especially. That wasn't in the book. Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's you've been waiting to say that for the longest. That's all. Oh my goodness! Look at you. There go the deliverance again. Deliverance. It's coming up.
That's deliverance. That's what it is. Out in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness! So
you play too much.
No, yes. Look, y'all. I'm so sorry.
You know, I was telling him he should have put that in the book.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't even know how we got over here, but anyway, listen. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. If you have a Valentine's Day, look, I want you.
They will have a Valentine's Day.
Right. Even if your Valentine's Day is Jesus.
He is the best one.
He's the best one, right? But I want you all to remember these things, like literally, happiness is not your highest goal. Love is.
And I want you, those of you all who are single and you may not have a Valentine's Day, I don't want you to do like some of y'all did last year where you were sad and you was like, oh, well, it's me. I don't have anybody. You got Jesus. He is everybody. He is everything. And look, just praise him and thank him. Like, he is the greatest love of all. And I know that just sounds like, girl, shut up, you got a man. But listen, it's okay. It's okay. Boaz is coming. He is coming. Just leave the rest of them alone. Okay?
Wow. So listen, for your Valentine's Day, even if you don't feel happy, always remember, gratitude is the glue. Be grateful.
Are you grateful?
I am. I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I got a beautiful wife. Be grateful, man. Listen, be grateful. Even your gratitude. I'm grateful. I'm out of the last relationship.
I know. Me too. I'm glad you are too.
Yeah, be grateful. I'm serious.
For real, I am.
I'm so serious. Like
I am.
Gratitude matters.
You know, I had a dream. You don't want to talk about my dream?
You go. Talk about it.
You ashamed?
No, I'm not.
You embarrassed? I embarrassed you?
Nope.
Okay. So I had a dream like right after, right before we got married. I think we were engaged, and I had never seen his ex before. But I literally had a dream, and literally the Lord showed me her. I hadn't seen her before, but he showed me her. I was able to describe her. And literally in the dream, I grabbed her and I hugged her. And I said, thank you. Thank you so much. And I was grateful. I woke up. I was like, girl, thank you. Yeah.
Gratitude matters.
Yeah, I did. I had gratitude. I was grateful that she ain't do right.
Oh my God. Anyway, gratitude matters, y'all. The other thing,
you was for me.
I am for you.
Yeah.
But the other thing,
My man.
contentment. Be content. Okay, be content with what God has given you, and here's contentment. Look, make the sacrifice, but don't complain about it later. Do it from the heart.
Yes.
Right. And last thing is fun is the fuel for the right friendships. You got to have fun with your spouse.
Yes, you do.
So tomorrow, have fun.
Yes, we're gonna have fun.
Okay.
Why are you coughing?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
We not having fun.
Yeah, we having fun now. We having fun. Okay. Look, 8:00. That's my cue. So,
Oh my goodness.
I
Anybody have any questions since
Go ahead.
it's not Valentine's Day yet? It's gonna
Oh,
happen.
okay. All right.
So listen. So anybody got any questions? Anything before we go?
Nope. All right, then. No. I'm playing.
I can't see what's happening up there anyway. What does it say?
You gonna ask questions, but you can't even read them.
Come on, you can read them.
They laughing. They're all laughing at you, don't you?
Yep, God did make him for me.
Yep. That's not on the screen, baby.
Huh?
I don't think that's on the
She
screen.
did. She said God made him for me, for you.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yo, wear your glasses.
Jakimmy, you making Pastor nervous. She ain't making me nervous.
Yes, I am. Look,
That's
watch
out of
this.
here.
Look. See?
Yeah, okay. All right, so look, I don't got nothing else.
Anybody else? Any other questions before we go? No.
Oh my goodness. So I appreciate y'all. I need another bottle of water.
There you go, baby. See how quick I am? I had it already reserved right for him. See what I'm saying?
I need a cold one.
Okay, I'll get you a cold.
All right. All right. So look, you all have a wonderful day. Share this with somebody. They need to know. You know, this will be a blessing to them. I truly believe it, and I have so much fun with her. Other than that,
hey, cousin.
okay, we're not done. All right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm good. I was just speaking to cousin.
Who's cousin? Okay, what's up, cuz? All right. Look, love y'all. Peace. Good night.
All right, love y'all. Good night. Share, okay?